Hi, I'm Dr. Benjamin Shadwick with Ruth's Torah Gleaning. Now you know that Ruth was a Gentile woman married into a Jewish family. Her mother-in-law was Naomi, and she had a husband who sadly passes away in the story of Ruth. So of course Ruth loses her husband and her mother-in-law loses a son. And Ruth made a choice to come along beside the Jewish people and make them her gods. So Ruth's gleaning of Torah is a whole new perspective and a way of looking at the Torah. How would a Gentile person who came into a Jewish family look at the Torah, being that they never actually grew up in a Jewish family? They grew up in a pagan world with pagan ideas and pagan gods. And that's how Ruth grew up. So let's look at maybe a way she might have seen Torah, and it could be the way we do too, because we also didn't grow up in a Jewish family in a Jewish world. So we begin today's Torah portion, which is Rhea, which means to see. And we're going to find out what maybe Ruth sees in this Torah portion. And we begin in Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 26, which I'll read for you. Behold, I set before you today a blessing and a curse. The blessing, if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you today. And the curse, if you do not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside from the way which I command you today, to go after other gods which you have not known. So of course right there, if Ruth was to read this section, she would already know about these false gods, because she grew up in a world where they worshiped these false gods, which actually even include child sacrifices. What an incredible difference from the way a Jewish person would grow up, believing and knowing in the one true God of Israel. So we go on in chapter 12 and begin in verse 1, and it says, These are the statutes and judgments which you shall be careful to observe in the land which the Lord God of your fathers is giving you to possess. All the days that you live on the earth, you shall utterly destroy all the places where the nations which you dispossess serve their gods, on the high mountains and on the hills and under every green tree. And you shall destroy their altars, break their sacred pillars, and burn their wooden images with fire. You shall cut down the carved images of their gods and destroy their names from that place. So there again, Ruth would understand as a Gentile what these pagan gods were, because she was probably involved in worshiping them. And if not, she would at least know about these gods as she grew up with them all around her. And so now she has made a devotional decision to follow the God of Israel, the one true God of Israel. We know because it's recorded in Ruth, where she says these incredible words to Naomi, her mother-in-law, after she had lost her husband, and Naomi had lost her husband, Elimelech. When Ruth said, Wherever you go, I will go. And where you live, I want to live. And your God shall be my God, and your people shall be my people. And even where you die, I choose to die. So you see, these kinds of words show incredible devotion and love to her mother-in-law. She has decided to follow the one true God of Israel, which means if she looks at this Torah portion, which I'm sure she would, then she knew that she had to let her gods go. So the message for us, that we grew up in a pagan world, in much things that are not in the Bible, do we need to stand back, as Ruth would have had to do, and think about what's in our lives, what's in our belief system that doesn't fit with the one true God of Israel. May the Lord reveal to us more and more of what we need to do to become better servants and worshipers for Him. Have a wonderful day in the Lord. God bless.